2-minute warning. Welcome back, folks. Thank you for tuning in on a beautiful Tuesday night. Football Fury. Joined with me, as always, is my special co-host, Timothy Spoonie Banry, and our special guest that we have on from time to time, Stephen Fogmeg, the objectively biased one. Thank you for coming in, fellas. Good night. We have lined up for the audience tonight. So we want to start off. We're going to get right into just the bashing, the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's get right into just bashing my big blue team right here, 0-5. Not much to look forward to. I don't think I've ever witnessed a game. The whole starting position of an entire position was basically wiped out in a 60-minute game. First for me in my experience. So that was kind of, one stab, two stab, three stab. I only have 4 ventricles in my heart. So the other one's on life support right now. And from here, fellas, this is why I don't get paid the big bucks since I'm not a GM. But this is where people like to speculate. This is where the fun comes in sports. Predictions, trying to forecast the future. Where do they go from here? The Giants are 0-5. In my opinion, it's a losing season already. See what the younger guys have, like Travis Rudolph. I'm excited to see that kid play. I don't think he should have been cut from the final 53, so I hope he gets his due justice when he gets reps. And I think it's time to see what Davis Webb has. You got to play him. You got to see what he has. If he has the potential to be a future quarterback in the NFL. So at this point, it's experiment time. It's just see what you got and possibly see what you have to trade away maybe for the future.
Hey, Shem, testing. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
sir.
guys hear me? Here's the thing. 5. I think they're gonna head into a situation where getting in the top 5 of the NFL draft in 2018. I remember my Dallas Cowboys was in the same predicament when we drafted Zeke Elliott number 5. Then we got Dak in the 4th round. A good well-rounded team, and we ended up making the playoffs. So to all Giant fans out there, it hurts. But as the season gets closer, to the playoff and then the Super Bowl, then that's when the NFL draft for all the NFL draft. This gets fun for you guys. You get to see. Basically, Giants are they're picking a top 5 or top 10. Who the guys they have on their list? Who do you want? X, Y, and Z. So that's the fun part. The Giants is not a bad team. It's just a bad year, a bad situation. A lot of major injuries. The only problem I see with the Giants is what's going to happen next with Odell Beckham Jr. If the team keeps Eli Manning next year and have a top 5 draft pick, I think they still can make that run for a champ. They can still make a run for a championship. But if they somehow let go of Eli Manning and maybe go with a quarterback in the 1st round, or go up with David Webb, the young rookie, and what's going to happen with Odell Beckham Jr. With his situation? What's going to happen with Landon Collins and his situation as far as contracts? That's the main thing to be seen. But if they keep Eli Manning, keep Odell, keep everybody happy, definitely be a playoff team next year.
I don't see how they're going to be a playoff team next year. They've got too many things that they've got to correct on the offensive line. They've got a below-average offensive line right now. They got a below-average running back core. And what you tried to piece together with Brandon Marshall was just – players that you were hoping were going to accentuate that already lethal, or what was thought to be a lethal passing game with Shepard and Odell. So I don't know Odell the money that you're going to have to pay him with keeping Eli, and the lack of offensive talent around him when you look at it is going to materialize to anything. This is almost seeming like last season was an anomaly. We know that the NFL, it takes about a year for everybody to catch up, and everybody is caught up. And when you're looking at the Giants right now, you're not looking at a good football team. It's part of the reason why I thought they would be 8-8, 9-7. I'm shocked that they're 0-5 because they were in a couple of these games and could have. But, it's kind of like last year. They were in a couple of games that they wound up sneaking out. This year, they're not sneaking them out. Is being left out to dry. There's a lot of 3-and-outs, but there's a lot of 3-and-outs because they don't have a running game. They don't have anything to try to balance out or keep teams off speed and off pace with them. So if nothing changes, this isn't a playoff team next year. This is a team that's going to be somewhere along the lines of 6-10.
Dula?
Can I talk now?
Yep.
That's that.
Do you have a good enough connection, or are you on 56K, Dula? What's up?
I told you so.
There you go. Unfortunately, yeah, it doesn't look like Dula has a good connection, folks. So, Dula, you may need to come back. Sorry, yeah, that's way too staticky right now for the show. That's the most interesting part, fellas, is the Odell situation. Of course, this is going to be the $100 million question in the offseason. I know most, maybe not most, but I'm sure some people are like, Shimmy, you're a Giants fan. What do you want to do? Well, to be honest with you, I kind of side with another big fan of 2-Minute Warning, James Cooper. I usually tend to side with his views for the most part, and I kind of agree with him. If we can get trade for Odell, receivers don't win championships. So if you're able to come up with a serviceable or even a really good 2 first-round picks maybe, or even players that equate to that first-round value, possibly like a left tackle, maybe even a top corner or safety even. Maybe not safety so much with Collins back there, but we do need someone else. Darian Thompson doesn't look like he's going to be able to fill the shoes in the free safety box, missing way too many tackles. But that does become a possibility. Left tackle is going to be a huge need, and then the rest of the line is you may need another guard or a tackle along the way. So me personally, if I know the Giants are going to try to lowball him, blah, 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 his attitude issues, his missing games now, obviously, with this injury, even though it wasn't really his fault. They're going to try to lowball him. It's business, of course. But in the end, if we aren't able to retain him on a long salary or contract, then we just better get what he's worth in return. I don't want to get screwed out. That's basically the ends of it.
So I know we got Giant fans watching this, and to say right now, they're gonna get pissed off at me, of course. Here's the thing: the Giants will get rid of Odell Beckham Jr., and I'm gonna say why. I've been saying this for years. For years, Giants has never ever invested so much money into a wide receiver. I don't envision Odell being paid so much money with a young quarterback. I just don't see that happening. The defense is where it's at. The money's always been invested to the defense, a good solid O-line, good running game. Now here's the part that's bad. Look at Odell Beckham Jr. right now. I'm looking at Hakeem Nicks a couple years ago. You know why? Because this is almost like the same thing. Playing with the injury, but contract, yes, he is. But now the loyalty part is going to where it kicks in. Are they going to pay Odell next year? Even though they don't have to pay Odell, they're 19, the 5th-year option. But the thing is, you got other players who are not better than him, who have not put up better numbers than him, getting all this money. The man is playing under a $1 million contract. He was the 44th highest paid receiver. So I'm just going off of the way not Jerry Reese, the owner of the New York Giants, Mara, the way he has worked these players during free agency. I just don't see it. Now, Sim, I totally agree with you. There is no way in hell Odell Beckham Jr. should be traded or let go for nothing. Seeing Randy Moss get traded to the now the LA Raiders for Napoleon Harris. Disgusting. To the Patriots for a 4th-round pick. Talk about Randy Moss. You understand? So we have seen crazy trade. If the Giants do this and you let go Odell for nothing in that stadium, because the fans will come with the torch. I'm telling you that right now.
And to be honest, at this point, I'd probably rather just get rid of McAdoo and Reese, and I'd rather have a brand new GM just come in and decide. I'm serious.
Yeah, let it out. Let it out. Just let it out. Let it out, Shem. Let it out.
Reese doesn't even deserve to come up with a jurisdiction on his own draft pick at this point. I'm sorry. He's blown that opportunity for the past 10 years. Sorry, Jerry. So, good question, I guess, comes to light. Odell being out for the season, you think he's going to get the Hakeem Nicks treatment?
Yes, I believe so. I believe so. I'm telling you right now.
Can you explain to our viewers what the Hakeem Nicks treatment is for those that may be like, what does that mean?
Well, Hakeem Nicks basically was an up-and-coming DC with the New York Giants. He had battled through a lot of injuries. When it came down to it, I remember it was the game against Tampa Bay Buccaneers where he went for almost 200 yards on Aqib Talib. And after the game, when I think he really tore it up, Jerry Reese came out and said, I wish we went a different route and not made him play. That was the last year. Now, I recall during the offseason when he had the surgery, it was him and Victor Cruz who had basically to minicamp. Now, Victor Cruz wasn't mandatory to come, but Hakeem Nicks was rehabbing off the surgery. That was when Tom Coughlin said what he said in front of the media. You know, Coughlin's thing is keep it in-house. Let's keep things away from the media. He didn't go by his own rules. So what happened? Hakeem Nicks basically let him go, especially with the injuries. So I'm looking at it right now is, okay, Odell had the dislocated finger, the ankle injury. Now, and on top of that, his attitude. Now, I'm not saying he has a bad attitude in my view. I'm saying from the way having meetings because of a celebration. The man is putting team. The man he's the best player in New York City. Let's keep that real. Okay, he's just passionate about the game. He's not listen. By all means, we may joke and troll, but I've been saying this for the past 3 years. He is the best wide receiver in the NFL. If not, in anybody's category, how they feel, he's top 3. The man is a great player.
Which is why I say he won't get the Hakeem Nicks treatment. Hakeem Nicks wasn't even a top 20 wide receiver. There was a reason why Hakeem Nicks got the treatment he did. You're talking about a guy who is an elite wide receiver in the NFL. And you said it yourself, Tim. He's the best player in New York. They're not going to jeopardize that. I think if they could trade and get something for him, they'll do it. But like you said with the Randy Moss trades that occurred, you're not going to get much for a wide receiver in the NFL. Even though it's a passing league, teams make it to Super Bowls, make it to multiple playoffs without having great wide receivers.
Okay.
So if they could get something for him, they'll trade him. If not, pay him the money, keep the fans happy because he is going to be what is exciting considering the fact that Eli Manning is now going to be done and they have nothing to show for it. They got to have somebody for whatever piece of garbage they put back there as a quarterback to throw the football to keep Giants fans excited and tuned in.
I have to think there's at least one owner out there that's going to view Odell as being that weapon that can just possibly separate any losing game to being a dub. And there's going to be that one owner out there that's just ready to give, like their top 2 pieces just to acquire Odell because they feel, him being able to take a 5-yard pass and take it 95, that's such a generational talent that you don't get from these receivers. Some of them, yes, like Tyreek Hill, they could be explosive, and Edelman, they could be so elusive, but
and Odell is Deshaun Jackson times 10, bro.
That's what it feels like watching the kid. Yeah, it really does at times. So,
in your opinion, Fog man, do you see the Giants holding on to him and paying him, or do you see the Giants trading him?
But that's a 50-50. If they could get something for him, they'll trade him. I think they will trade him if they could get something that is comparable to what they're looking for in order to situate themselves for the future. That's what the Giants do. What they did last season with Jerry Reese and allowing him to open up their pockets, that historically doesn't happen with this organization. The fact that they're shitting the bed this year is probably putting the nail in Reese's coffin. But if they can't get anything, they're going to pay this man because he is going to be New York.
And the Giants have never really had a high-profile player like this, so virtually they've never been in this situation. So you can't really go by history to say, hey, maybe the Giants will go in this route. And at the same time, if you're in the Giants organization as an owner or a coach or anything, how can you just think of the possibility of letting Odell go, especially to potentially a division rival? How much would that suck just to face Odell twice a year rather than, keeping the guy,
Yeah,
that could be he
is not getting cut. If he's not traded, he's getting signed. Right. That's the bottom line.
Okay,
absolutely.
But how about this? Let's switch it and let's go into the minds of being Odell. Should he want to stay with this franchise? Let's keep this real. Okay.
If they're going to pay him, absolutely.
No. Hold on, Fox. Listen, this is what I'm saying. The man is, including myself, I've been one. Keep messing with him about not going to training camp, mini camp. Okay, I'm basically, you're the top 3 player in this league. Contract, but he's watching other players get paid in the offseason. 1 year, $8 million, like Terrell Pryor, Alshon Jeffrey, and bonus and nothing like that in my way. Oh no, we going off your contract. Then I gotta be in your office constantly talking about what now? What are we talking about? My celebration? Is that what's more important? How about wins, W's? How about calling my name out of the news conference for what? I bust my butt all the time. I don't see McAdoo calling other players out or putting on. He called out Eli Manning. I mean, Eli ain't the type to respond. Omaha. That's about it. So, how about if you being Odell Beckham Jr., would you want to stay on this team? And it's another thing, Fox.
Tim, here's the thing. It's all about winning. If he's about winning, then
there you go. I'm glad you said that. It's all about winning. Why is it the stuff that's going on that Shim has laid out and other Giant fans about what's wrong with the team not being talked about? The most important thing is my celebration, minicamp. I haven't seen this man got arrested. I haven't seen anything crazy.
But again, this isn't anything new that we've seen. The NFL history shows us that wide receivers are divas, number one.
But he's the target. But I'm saying, Fox, is this. Shim just came out and said they never had a player like this. Again, they never had a player like this. So when you never had to have a player like that, like I think the Dallas Cowboys, for instance. So Jerry Jones knows how to handle it. It's like, you go into a class full of bad students. You've been there. If you're the type who's never taught a class of bad students, you're going to be frightened. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be scared. Any little thing is going to tick you off. This is what I'm saying. If I'm Odell, do I want to stay here?
I agree with you, but Tim, his situation now has gone from bad to worse. He's got a bad attitude and a bad reputation that is coming out. Now he's hurt. If the Giants can't trade for him, he's got to look at it from a standpoint now, okay, do I just try to make as much money as I possibly can? And if the Giants are offering that much money, I guess I'm going to stay here. Listen, I know the guy wants to win, but the guy also wants to get paid too. Let's look at the facts of the matter. And let's look at the facts at how an NFL career is extremely short, 3 to 5 years,
right,
being that career lifespan. Injuries just make things completely worse. So in his position,
mm-hmm.
I'm honestly, if I can't be traded to a team that's going to at least be competitive and pay me, then I guess I'm going to take the money from the Giants.
Well,
or wait till I get cut. That's just it. He holds the cards. Odell holds the cards. He can wait till he gets cut, and if he gets franchised, he's going to get paid.
I agree.
So one way or the other, this guy's going to get his money.
Absolutely. I can understand where Tim's coming from.
Actually, a blessing. His injury is actually a blessing this year because it keeps him off the field for an entire year. And you sit back, okay, this guy's been rehabbing for a whole year. It's kind of like the Jamal Charles thing. When he tore his ACL the first time, he tore it early in the season. The previous year, came back and had a 1,400 or 1,500-yard rushing season.
And not only that in his off, he gets to rehab. But here's another thing: your celebrity friends getting the buzz in the ear. I'm telling you right now, get the buzz in the ear. You see what you went through last year. You got hurt. You play. Yo, that injury was serious. They will never pay you. Stay tuned for the 2018 offseason. I'm predicting right now Odell Beckham Jr. will not be a New York Giant.
It's a pretty good prediction. I'd agree with that.
For those of you in 2-minute warning, go ahead. We got a poll up. Do you want to get your take on it? Should the Giants sign Odell in the offseason to a long-term or trade him for key pieces in skilled positions? So let us know what you think. Give us some feedback on that. We may touch back up on that later in the show if it revives a bit. But let's get on to the next topic, fellas. We want to get over to this a lot of debacle, a lot of heat coming in Jerry Jones's way over there in Dallas. For many of you that may not have heard, Jerry basically came out and just said, he would prefer – actually, it sounded like he kind of ruled his players to stand for the anthem, and he would, bench or take action for those that refused to follow protocol. So with Jerry's stance, it seems maybe another coach or two may be coming out with this kind of stance as well. But the question arises, does this stance from Jerry Jones hurt any potential free agents coming to Dallas next year? When I think about it, what do we have right now in the NFL coming in as rookies? Everyone's year of birth is probably 94, 95, 96, right? Around 20 to 22. So around that time, who was the team in America? 95, that was the Dallas Cowboys, correct? So many of these kids are graduating currently and actually excelling to the NFL level. These kids are probably more than likely probably a Dallas Cowboy fan. When you were a kid around that time, that was the team. That was the highest echelon around that in the mid-90s. They were the squad to love and follow. So do I see Jerry's stance hurting free agents or maybe even key players coming in? I really don't. I think they may in the back of their mind be like, yo, F this bleep guy. But again, this is the Dallas Cowboys, This is the stadium, man. Look at the Jumbotron, the locker room, bro, the gold star. I've dreamed of this moment for my whole life. There's always going to be people that are going to want to play for Dallas, no matter what Jerry says. If they have a problem with Jerry, let's be real. How many years does this guy have left? That's a terrible thing to say, but let's be honest. He's going to be out soon. It's really Stephen Jones that's going to be running the show. It's like the McMahons. Just give it to Shane already, So at this point, no. It's an ignorant stance to have as an owner, but at the same time, there's ways to look at this. Some are saying they're being oppressed, and others are saying, hey, if your employer tells you not to wear jeans when it's not Friday, please don't wear jeans. But no, I don't think it hurts free agents or potential players coming to Dallas. Tim and Steve.
Come on, Tim. Give us your perspective on Fuckboy Jones.
Hey, don't rush me. Hey, see, My personal opinion is this: unless you're Michael Bennett, unless you're Colin Kaepernick, unless you know the real guys who took a serious stance, no. Anybody else? This does not hurt the Dallas Cowboys. I got a question for a lot of these fans out here who constantly hit the internet and is contradicting every player out of their team and stuff like that. I would love to be a fly on the wall. Okay, a fly on the wall, and see how some of these fans, okay, supervisors, when their supervisors cut their lunch very short, supervisors talk to them a certain way, I would like to see them, how they react. Do they still continue their job or do they quit? 90% of the time, I need my paycheck. Or they're going to call the union rep. Or, no, why don't you quit? Why don't you just leave? See, it's so easy to judge somebody when you're not in their shoes. 90%, I can tell you, 90% of us right now, if we were making $1 million as players, right? And I'm talking about language. We shit in toilets where the water washes our ass. We don't got to wash our own ass. The toilet does it for us, okay? We're growing sweet potatoes out of our backyards. We got catfish. We got our own pond. It's the Frogneck Pond, Shin Pond, Tin Pond. We got our own pond of fish. Von Miller don't you know that Von Miller has his own pond of fish? Ain't that crazy? Von Miller. Okay, I want to know if we was in that limelight. I'm gonna say, what? I can't protest, so I'm walking out on you? Baloney. You're not gonna do it. Stop it already. You know, Jerry Jones said, do I agree with it? No, I don't agree with it. I really don't. You know, but hey, he's the boss.
So I got a question for you, Tim, because you're talking about walking out. Players ain't walking out. Players are what makes the team go around. Players are what makes the team and the organization succeed. So you're telling me that if Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, and Dez Bryant turned around and gave Fuckboy Jones a big FU by kneeling during the anthem, he's really going to bench them? It'll be a 50-50 split where fans turn around and go, yeah, that's great. And yes, we know they're the guys that are running around with tiki torches and Confederate flags. But then there'll be another half that turns around and goes, whoa, hold the fuck up, man. We got a chance to win. I want to win here.
Frogman, let me ask you a question, Frogman.
He's got a point.
Do you see what Zeke and Dez Bryant been at their careers? But I'm not talking about playing. I'm talking about personal issues. Don't you know if those two teams right now, they would not be playing?
I disagree completely.
Oh my God, you kidding me? You're telling me, Fog, I'll tell you right now. I'm a big Cowboy fan. I'm gonna tell you straight up. The way Dez Bryant issue came out with his issue with his mother. He's been saying, he don't run good route, X, Y, and Z. That man would have probably been on 3 teams right now with the Cleveland Browns, okay, probably the Rams, all the bad teams, and right now probably in free agency somewhere. Ezekiel Elliott situation. If he was on another team right now, you're telling me he will be still playing? Are you kidding me? Jerry Jones saves lives.
Talent supersedes everything.
Yeah, why do you think Dez Bryant was retained and Lucky Whitehead got the cut when they didn't even ask him the questions? Probably.
Not for every team. Do not have the balls to have a player who's a troublemaker but a star player like Jerry Jones.
You're right. Majority of teams would turn around and he would be okay with.
I doubt that very much. I tell you this right now. The only 2 teams.
Bro, look at what Ray Rice. The Ravens were willing to keep Ray Rice until the shit hit the fan, and you saw his last season. His career was dropping. Greg Hardy was convicted in Carolina.
No, but fuck Frogman. But here's what I'm trying to explain to you. Ray Rice, okay, hearing something about it, hearing something about it and painting your own picture, which a lot of us don't have the mind to, okay, it's not the same as looking at actual video and playing it over and over and over till it registers. If the Baltimore Ravens was not scared because of the video, no, they shit their pants and they let him go. The Greg Hardy situation, how many teams went after him? Only 2 teams was talking to him during the process until he got convicted. The one team dropped out, which was the Buccaneers, and the Dallas Cowboys was the only team to take him in. The minute Jerry Jones said, "Oh, you're gonna show up to my team late and be disrespectful," you're cut. Why did nobody else go after him? What happened? He's good. Why nobody else sign a talented guy in Greg Hardy? We know what he did with Carolina. There's only 2 teams in the NFL today that have 2 GMs that they can sign anybody they want and not get penalized, not get in trouble, not get fired. That's the New England Patriots and that's the Dallas Cowboys. Why? They're their own boss. Every team doesn't have it where a GM can sign anybody.
It doesn't make it right that they're signing these players.
Frogman, nobody right now.
But compare Dez Bryant and the talent that he is to Greg Hardy, to Ray Rice. Nobody's cutting Dez Bryant. Are you fucking kidding me? No, even with the fact you slapped your mama. You know what? You did what most of us wanted to do at some point in time in our life.
I'm not saying
we'll let it slide. Stop it.
I'm not saying cutting Dez Bryant right now. What I'm saying is
you've been snoring them dolphin lines, haven't you?
When Dez Bryant came drafted, hey, I saved my dollar bills. when Dez Bryant
there's some tuna mixed in with that shit. That dolphin, huh?
When Dez Bryant got drafted, and when all that situation was going on, Jerry Jones did this: took the broom, swept it under the rug, and everything disappeared. On another team, he's this, he's that, X, Y, and Z. They can't handle it. You see Chad Ochocinco? Can handle Chad Ochocinco. Other teams couldn't.
If he could have, he would have went after him.
No, at the time we didn't go after. We was going young. I'm just giving you, Jerry Jones can handle any type of player. A lot of teams would not. Josh Gordon right now, the free agent, he's linked to the Cowboys. You know why? Everybody knows Jerry Jones
will take any troubled person and say, if I can get them to just stay in line and win. Right. It's not about helping somebody. Right. It's all about winning at the end of the day.
No, but see, Frogman.
He has no morals whatsoever.
He's taking him in because of the potential talent that they can produce if he gets the max out of him. He looks at the player's ceiling. That's what it is. If the player has a potential ceiling of outstanding play, yeah, Demontre Moore, we'll give you a chance. I'm here for you. I'm here for your well-being, Demontre Moore.
It's no, you're not. Stock investment. If it means it's going to correct an entire, if it means an entire state is going to lose employees, but he'll gain money off of it, he's going to run with it.
Absolutely.
But this guy's moral values are in the gut.
And I agree. Stop. But I agree with. I think we're not on the same page. I'm agreeing with you that he'll take any play. He only cares about their talent. But what I'm trying to say is, they've been in a lot on other teams. They might not be in the NFL no more. Jerry Jones saves them.
On the team, though. Damn it! It depends on the team.
Oh my God! All right. Listen. All right. If you say that, if you say so, that. Oh, Dez Bryant, my man. In their situations, trust and believe they can't handle it. Some teams can't handle it, unless you're the Patriots.
There's a lot of teams that had handled shit. The Patriots handled Aaron Hernandez, and he had bodies.
I said the Patriots. I did say the Patriots. The Patriots and the Cowboys are the only 2 franchises that could potentially turn a player's character issue around and be all right with it. Other teams don't have the balls to do it because on thin ice.
That has nothing to do with balls and has everything to do with immoral values.
Listen, hey, Shem, Watch 2018 NFL draft prospect. This guy, the troublemaker. Well, you know what? The Dallas Cowboys or the Patriots back and look at him.
We're going to be here live for the 2018 NFL draft, Tim. You already know that.
I'm ready.
It's going to be lit again this year. I know we're already going to be a top 10.
Emphasis on, it was lit this year. Those martinis fucked me up.
Tell you what. We got to move on to the next subject, fellas. We can go.
Let's stop with the other. Cut that out.
What?
That's it. So yeah,
what happened?
Very good.
The draft was great. I ran out of olives. That's how bad it was.
Well, the draft was very turned up, if you will.
All right, let's move on to the next subject. We could talk about that all freaking night. Let's move it on to the Steelers. There's some doubt about the Steelers now after Big Benjamin threw some 5 intos. There's some doubt. There's some people around here that think there might be issues with the Steelers, and those issues might be imploding a bit more and more, and they're actually going to be on the decline. Is there any way that they can fix these issues and stay on top of the AFC North, Tim?
No.
Fox?
No. I'm sorry. And I don't care what any Steelers fans say right now. I've been saying it the whole offseason. Ready to retire. He was begged. Please do not retire. When you have your mindset on leaving the game you love so much, you know yourself the limitations you have. You're not yourself. He came back. I mean, you could clearly tell he's not himself. You barely played. You didn't play against the Browns. They didn't play against the Bears. I mean, the Jacksonville draft he's getting older. All right, he's gonna prone to make a lot of mistakes. So, my thing with the Steelers with the Steeler Nation is get over it. Wait. Rebuild. You see what Eli Manning went through? Listen, you're going to go through it. The Steelers right now, and now with Antonio Brown, listen, situation now, also Martavis Bryant. Hey, Shim, when does a wide receiver go to the media and tell their star quarterback, well, I'm going to speak to you face to face like a man? Martavis Bryant, then I'm going to see you face to face talking like a teammates? Are we getting there? We're talking about argument in the locker room about standing or kneeling for the national anthem a couple of weeks ago. We're talking about, now here's the thing. People talk about Patrick Peterson outbursts on the sideline. Well, if you're losing 31-7 to the Eagles, who's not going to get mad? 31-7. But we're talking about Antonio Brown on one play where your quarterback, your star quarterback, who's made you your money, who's fed you that ball for you to get that money you're making now, you're going to disrespect him over one play? A play that didn't even cost the game or nothing like that? This was in the second quarter? Shim, they're in a lot of trouble.
I was going to say real quick, Fox, that I was looking at Roethlisberger's stats. I just wanted to see how often he actually threw 5 interceptions in his career before. I see that he did it in 07 against Baltimore, and then I see he actually threw 5 again in 2011 against Tennessee. So, you know, quarterbacks had bad games. I remember, I don't think it was last year. I think it was 2 years ago. Eli Manning had one of those abysmal games against the 49ers where it looks like he was just throwing right to the linebackers that time. I remember that was one of the linebackers that actually retired because of the concussion scares. Alex something. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry off the top of my head. But, yeah, Eli had a 5-interception game. I remember everyone was calling for his head around that time too. Big Ben, another 5-interception game. Obviously, you know, it probably wasn't the smartest thing to say to media, especially when you have hardcore fans that are going to dissect every word you say. Was it the best thing to say after a game like that? Obviously not, especially when he hinted at it last year after the playoff loss. A lot of people scraped it up as, you know, he's salty, he's just moody, he'll be back, he's not going to retire, blah, blah, blah. People were right. He came back, and now, you know, he uses the facetious line about, oh, maybe I should have retired, ha, ha, ha. I mean, yeah, fans, I can understand where you're going to get upset about that. You don't have the greatest defense like you used to with the Steel Curtain or even past years with, you know, Taylor and what's his face? freaking on NFL insiders
Oh,
now.
Ryan
Ryan
Clark.
Clark, thank you. Yeah, Troy Polamalu back there.
Right.
You know, they don't have the same squad like they used to, but I still think it's a three-legged race right now in that AFC North because the Browns are absolute dog shit. So am I counting them out right now? No. Do they have a lot to work on right now? Absolutely. And I don't think Big Ben, yes, he's old. Yes, he looks clunky in the pocket, but when hasn't he looked clunky? This is just one of those games where it was bad. It was a bad week. You know, Ben's going to pull his head out of his ass. Do I think they're going to be, you know, a top-tier team heading into the playoffs? No. I think I said they were going to be 9-7. I won't be surprised if they're like an 8-8 team this year. But I still think they can squeeze out a wild card, you know, because their division isn't the best. You know, I would say the Bengals right now is probably their best matchup. Some will say the Ravens, but I don't like their offense at all, and I like a lot what Andy Dalton's doing lately with Bill Lazor, the offensive coordinator in Cincinnati. I really like what they got going on that offense currently. So right now I think it's really between the Steelers and the Bengals. I'm not ready to count them out yet. I think Le'Veon's going to get going, and he showed some against the Jaguars, which is great. So Ben's going to pull his head out of his ass. He's not going to have another game like this year. He will have another multi-INT game, I'm sure, but 5? I can't see that happening again this season. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't count the Steelers out of the AFC North contention, no.
Hey, Fogman, are you dedicating that drink to the Miami Dolphins coach, offensive line coach?
No. I'd have to get something else to dedicate to him. I can't do that. But are the Steelers a playoff team? Can they win the AFC North? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no, hell no, hell no. And here's why. I said it, I think after week 2, we did the Fury show. And we were discussing where the Steelers are at after that questionable game against the Bears. Their offense is just not clicking. They haven't found it. And you've got players on that team that are 2, 3, 4 years in. You should have a rhythm developed already. They have nothing. And it seems like their 3-star players on offense, Brown, Ben, and Bell, are all on different pages. That's a big problem. Compound that with the fact, like you said, Josh, their defense is in the bottom half this season against the pass, against the run.
Right.
And it's worse than it was last season. I'm sorry. Even though I don't like the Ravens and the Bengals, the Ravens have shown that they do have a quality defense. They could stop teams, and I think they've had more mental breakdowns than anything else. And while the Steelers are more talented, I think the Ravens better talent in depth on both sides of the ball. And then when you look at the Bengals, I think the Bengals are the most talented out of that division. And if Andy Dalton could get his head out of his ass, and Marvin Lewis can coach these guys or babysit these guys one way or the other so they can manage to win football games on both sides of the ball to actually win that division. So, no,
Baltimore.
I don't think the Steelers are going to win that division. It might be competitive, but 8-8, if that's their ceiling, and at this point I'm looking at it that way, they're not making the playoffs.
Interesting. All right. So, fellas, I'm not going to say what team are we convinced is the best. What I'm actually going to phrase this question as the best team currently in the NFL is and why. For me, I am actually going to go with the team that we slotted into this question. Are we convinced the Chiefs are the best team? For me, I'm going to have to say yes, because on both sides of the ball, they have strengths all over. And Alex Smith, what was our biggest knack on this guy in previous seasons? It was that he's not throwing over 10 yards. He can't throw the 20-yarder. He can't throw downfield, blah, 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 blah. Like half of his pass attempts that I've been watching this season, he's going downfield. It was like he over the offseason, Alex Smith went onto like the Kansas City Chiefs blog and all the Sports Nation blogs around there, and he read all, he did a Control F Alex Smith, and he found all the posts that were like, this guy Alex Smith is a piece of shit. He can't throw. All he can do is run. What a scrambling POS. I don't even know why he's a quarterback. A quarterback's supposed to throw more than 10 yards. I swear, he must have notched this into his brain like bulletin board material, and he just went out there in his backyard and he was throwing through tires and the mattresses and shit, and he just looks completely awesome. Alex Smith right now is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, and that offense that he has, also top 5. And that defense, I would say it's probably a top 10 defense. And I would have to imagine those corners and the linebackers just start to gel even more, and hopefully the safety play escalates a little bit more in Barry's absence. But as of now, man, do they look good on all cylinders?
No. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
If you say the Cowboys, Tim, I'm jumping through this goddamn computer.
See, and what if I have the right to say who I want to say? I have the right to say who I want to say.
No, you don't. Champ, be the Jerry Jones or Stephen Ross of this and apply some type of policy that will not allow him.
Tim, if you do not agree, I will eject.
This is why I disagree.
No, first, I don't care why you disagree. Give us the team.
I want to. Can I say why? Here's
no,
the thing.
Because I don't need the suspense.
Okay,
you're gonna make me nauseous.
You beat the Patriots. Wait a minute now. If the Patriots were 4-1, let's just say right now the Patriots are 4-1. Right now they 3-2. They're tied with the Jets for first place. Tied with the Jets for first place. So obviously right now the Patriots are not the team that we thought they was going to be this year, right? We all had them by 15-0, whatever the case may be. They might be a 10-16 or 9-17. Okay, so you beat the Patriots. Okay, you beat the Eagles, who is a growing team. They're 4-1, all right, but they're a growing team. Nothing special there. You beat the Chargers, who just got their first win last week, all right? You beat the Redskins. Wow. All right. Now the Houston Texans. The only thing with the Houston Texans that was different was a rookie quarterback versus an experienced quarterback. So I know the record is 5-0, but in my opinion, you haven't really played anybody that's challengeable. Now, I'll say this. Play the Steelers. Like Fogman said earlier, and you too, Shim, they got a better offense. They could challenge that secondary, that defense. I want to see, can their offense with Kelce be the best option and do anything? Because after Kelce, who you got? Tyreek Hill. He's not scary. Conley's out for the year. Pardon. He's out for the season. So you got Albert Wilson. I mean, these guys sound like the Cosby Show kids. Junkyard, we don't know about. We all watch the Cosby's, the Fat Albert. Fat Albert and the Cosby kids. That's what they sound like. The ones that we don't know. Now, they've been getting done with Kareem Hunt. They're going to burn him to the ground. They had to put in check to Kendrick West a little bit, right? Relax. 5-0, in my opinion, they're not the best team right now. Now, I will say this. I still think the New England Patriots are the best team in the NFL, in my opinion. Excuse me, the Atlanta Falcons, best team in the NFL. Why? Because it's so hard. It's so hard to beat them in their house. We know Buffalo Bills did it, but they had injuries. Injuries happen. Let's keep it real. Who's going to replace Julio Jones? But if Atlanta is healthy, you can't beat that team. You cannot beat that team. I think Atlanta Falcons defense is good enough to stop the young kid in Hunt.
Well, hold on. You just said you're not going to give credit to Kansas City because X player is injured, and that was Conley. But now you're going to say the Falcons are the best, but Julio Jones is injured.
I'm just
pass on that?
I was piggybacking basically on saying that from what I was saying before about I'm not saying because of the injury. Well, here's my thing. I'm saying Atlanta lost at the only game at home was because Julio got hurt.
They got 2 games in their favor. The Falcons could easily beat 1-3 right now.
What game they lost at home?
They had the Lions call, which went in their favor, and then there was another game where there was
that was in Detroit. That was in Detroit though.
Okay, I'm still talking about 2 calls that went in the Falcons' way, where they could easily be 1-3 right now, or 1-3 because they're 3-1. So my argument to you was you said the Falcons. Yes, Chicago. That was the game, I believe. You just said though with the Falcons, you believe they're the best team in the NFL, right? Even with they should be, but I'm saying this. All right, they're 5-0. The Cowboys was not the best team in the NFL last year, being 13-3. They had the best record. The Chiefs got the best record, but they're not the best team. I think the best team is Atlanta Falcons. Right now, I'll pick Detroit Lions over the Chiefs if I had to. Because the thing is this: you're not going to go into the playoffs. You're not going to go into the playoffs with Tyreek.
I love this. So let's just take it there. So you're running with Kansas City. Tim, you're taking Atlanta. I'm staying in the NFC South. I'm going to say the Carolina Panthers in football right now, and they've beating they've played the best teams, hands down. Carolina's played the best teams, the toughest schedule, and they're sitting at 4-1. Their defense is a top 10 defense in the NFL. Their offense is a top 10 offense in the NFL. And this is being done predominantly because Cam Newton happened. And as we see Christian McCaffrey incorporated into this offense more, and we see this team, again, this is a team 2 years ago. This was a Super Bowl team. This was a 15-1 team.
Right.
As we see this team progress and as we see Cam Newton progress, because Cam Newton is playing much better football. Even though he's been a little inconsistent this season, he's playing much better football in years past. This is a brand new team, and they're bringing it. This is a team that is going to make the playoffs this year. This is a team that's going to compete with Atlanta for the division. And this is a team that, along with Atlanta and the Green Bay Packers, are one of the 3 best teams in the NFC and an easy Super Bowl contender.
Interesting, Fogman, because I recall you over the summer disrespecting guys like Kelvin Benjamin.
Oh, Kelvin Benjamin is still a fat piece of crap. Don't get it twisted.
Is he not contributing in offense?
I just want to brag about my Kansas City prediction back in May. Look at that. 13 wins. Of course they're the best team in the NFL, Tim. Why? Because I said so. 7 months ago.
Fogman's switching over, man. He came in.
I said they would start off 3.
So what was Carolina? Where was Carolina?
For me, I actually had Carolina up here at a generous, if that focuses for me. I had them at 10-6. I had them winning their first 3 games and losing the next 2. So I was kind of close on that.
Listen, I had 13. I ain't gonna lie.
Tim, you're trying to punish me. You're trying to punish me about calling out a guy who was a hamburger away.
What was your prediction? What was your prediction over the summer with Carolina?
I didn't have a prediction with Carolina. I said Kelvin Benjamin's a bust, and I stand by that.
The bust is having
after 5 games, he's got 17 receptions for 272 yards and 1 touchdown. 5 games.
Okay, but
17 receptions. A number 1 wide receiver. Yes, he's a bust. He's a bum. He's a goddamn third-string wide receiver.
Didn't Cam Newton get hurt against Buffalo in week 2?
Isn't Cam always hurt?
I mean, this for something.
Well, yeah,
the quarterback
Cam
going down.
Let's be real. Like Cam Newton's the modern day
week?
Steve McNair.
Tim, he's got 17 receptions. Todd
mean,
Gurley has more receptions in 3 games. Todd Gurley.
Kareem Hunt.
Todd Gurley has
of
more
all,
receptions in 3 games than this guy does in 5. Are you shitting me?
The play call has changed. No more Cam Newton is chucking balls down the field because he just had shoulder surgery. They're trying to throw a lot of short passes. This is why a guy like Ed Dixon had a 75-yard touchdown last week. You see McCaffrey is a safety blanket. Soon enough, you're gonna see Chris Samuel.
So Kelvin Benjamin is exactly what I thought he was. I need Dennis Green audio on this, Shim.
It's not a bust. It's how they utilize it.
He's a bust. It's not a matter of how to utilize him. This guy is a first-round draft pick. You're talking about a guy that is expected to play and perform the same way Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, Harold.
Who said all that? Wayne, who said all that?
He's a first-round draft pick.
Who said? But you saying? Wait, who said Larry?
But that's what he's supposed. That's where he's supposed to be.
So look at Alshon Jeffrey. Right? Is Alshon Jeffrey a bust for the Eagles?
Yes, absolutely.
I know you thought about that one.
Absolutely. I didn't have to think about that one. Zach Ertz is killing for Philadelphia. Zach Ertz is the best tight end in the NFL right now.
Bogman did not want to say yes. He had to. He didn't want to say yes. He had to. He had to. All right.
Dropped it. Get the hell out of here.
For those of you interested in the PFF aspect of where receivers are, I just looked it up real quick. This is where Kelvin Benjamin ranks right now on PFF out of all wide receivers. He's 23rd, right below Rashard Matthews and one above TJ Jones from Detroit. So let's just check the tight ends. Do that real quick. It looks like, Rob, Travis, Delani. We got Zach Ertz. You can't always go by PFF, though. But, the way Zach Ertz played just this past weekend, I would have to agree that he looks pretty damn good. Kelvin Benjamin, though, Tim.
Say it
again? Kelvin Benjamin's he was in his 3rd trimester during training camp. He has like a beer belly.
He's the Burger King mascot. Get the hell out of here. I don't want to hear this shit.
He's working his time back. He had a major injury last year. That takes time.
What, to lose weight?
The legs. He's a big kid. The kid's
We're going to have to give him the Eddie Lacy incentive just to lose his gut.
He wasn't that big coming into the NFL, Tim. Damn, Tim jumped off. He said, "The hell with this." Tim said, "That's it. I'm done."
Talk about my man Kelvin like that. I'm out.
What happened, Tim?
What's up?
You went on the internet fast, died, and just disappeared.
I think the Carolina Panthers spot by accident. Carolina is a top team this year. Yes, they are.
Carolina Illuminati. All right, I guess we're gonna touch up next since we're talking about some bad things right now. Let's talk about the Miami Dolphins. Let's talk about that bad Dolphin. So I guess what are we gonna talk about? Are we gonna talk about the future of that offensive line coach, Tim? Or are we just gonna talk about the organization in general of how it's like WTF is going on over there?
I think you know what, Shim. I think overall it's just totally bad. Something like that happened on your team where it's not a player, it's a coach, a grown man snorting coke like it's nothing. And I mean, God bless him. I hope he gets the help that he needs and for him and his family's sake. But I was shocked. I was like, wow. And then with that, you're dealing with the team is not doing so well with Jay Cutler as the starting quarterback. I'm sorry. I think the Miami Dolphins is an organization going into big trouble very soon. Very, very soon. You know, you have the crowd, the fan base screaming for Matt Moore to get in the game. And that's a bad sign right there. I mean, I thought I picked this team to be the second or third best team in the AFC. The potential is done. I think this right here it hurts them. I mean, wow. You know what? Mac is a beautiful drug. These fan base.
I'm not shocked. I think if you don't think that there's other coaches in the league that aren't doing something, that don't have some type of addiction, again, with a lot of money comes a lot of fun. And I'm they just haven't publicized it. They haven't put it out there. But it's not surprising. I think this is the nature of this is what you are when you have a lot of money at your disposal.
We don't do that in Dallas.
No, of course not at all. Let's. Oh God, we just promote racism in Dallas. That's what we do.
Oh, we're gonna go there now. Oh.
That's what we do. That's what we say. Listen, if you kneel for the anthem, we're gonna pull out that whip on you. That's what they do.
Hey, you see the Redskins? They did the same thing.
Well, they refused to change the Redskin name, so it's like par for the course. See, we know who we're dealing with there, and the the Dolphins. Come on, it's a damn shame.
It's double.
Well, let's be completely honest. What is cocaine use viewed as in today's society? It's
recreational a disease. No, it's a disease.
It's a recreational drug.
You're addicted to drugs, Fox. You have a disease. We got to get you help. It's a mental disease.
So all that's going to happen, he's going to go to like 4 seasons rehab. He's going to come back. Yay, you're all better. Booger sugar for you. Let's look around the league, dude. We had pictures of fucking Johnny Manziel with a $100 rolled up bill in the bathroom. This is when he was still employed. And we'll talk to him. We'll see what's going on. What the fuck do you think he was doing? Snorting pixie sticks off of a club bathroom sink with a $100 bill? Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. He wanted to see his mucus in orange and purple colors. And, Richie Incognito. It wasn't drugs, but holy shit, can you argue that was worse than blowing a line or two? What the heck? The shit that he did, the verbal abuse, the allocations that he did against his own teammates. And then you have Jim Irsay. This guy, Jim Irsay, he's probably in his glass box office right now, popping Xannies, Percocets, and drinking a 6-pack a day. Nobody really gives. Nobody cares to him unless it comes to the surface that you're actually doing it because it looks bad on the business.
Percocets are prescribed from the doctor. That is legal. If you got pain, Percocet is legal.
Jim Irsay's on the dark web with his bitcoins right now on his VPN.
Where can I get these DMT capsules from?
Yeah, because Tim, these guys don't have enough money to put a doctor on the payroll.
They do?
How much for a script pad? I'll cost you 10 G's for that little thing. You got a stamp for your doctor's signature? Yes. But yeah, let's be real, man. Best of luck to you in rehab, sir. I'm sure you're gonna have a horrible time being paid for your own rehab and kicking your feet up in Sandals, Jamaica.
Oh man,
fellas, the burning question here in 2 minutes. Who would have thought? The biggest controversy surrounding our sports group of 3,000 plus members would be the New York Jets. And are they actually contenders? Ooh, fellas, they're 3-2. Ooh, they're tied for the division in the NFC or AFC East. Excuse me. Whoo, little brother, New York Giants. What's up, y'all? We got 3 wins. We above 500. Where you at? Woo! All right, hey, New York Jets. We got a playoff team, right, fellas?
Yes, I agree. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not ashamed to say yes, they are a playoff team. You know why? Man,
I want to know why. I don't know if Fox does, but I do.
I don't want to know why because I am now convinced
I want to tell
that you and the Dolphins O-line coach have been.
Wait a minute. First of all. My list set. Right here.
Uh-oh.
You need a dollar bill?
Okay.
Rolling it up.
Bogman,
Hit the Jerry World dollar.
Money. These guys, hold on.
I won't take a knee. I'll get a
All
dollar.
All the fans in the NFL. Hold on. All the players who said McCann was a bum. Wow. I believe the whole nation here owes the Jets an apology. Oh, Josh McCown an apology. Okay.
After 5 games?
Stop it. You get your turn. Wait, do not interrupt me. Now, what I was saying.
Oh, God.
Okay,
the Stephen A. Smith of the Fury.
If you can say, Fogman, that a team is the best team in the NFL after 4 weeks, I can say a team is a playoff team after 5 weeks myself. The New York Jets defense is holding on that team. The offense is not predicted. You cannot do any game film on that offense because every week they do something new to you. They throw out something brand new. The game plan on what you're going to do in our offense because they throw something out new. But the defense, Talbot's got those guys playing ball. And you got to give them respect. They up there 3-2 with the New England Patriots. They up there with the Bills. I mean, forget the Bills right now. They're in the bye week. The New England Patriots. So, yes, they are. And here's the interesting names. Guy like Jermaine Kearse. Jermaine Kearse right now just got traded there. They didn't even have training camp with the New York Jets. 22 receptions for 220 yards. This guy is a Super Bowl vet. Remember that. Seattle Seahawks. He got a ring. He played in 2 championships. All right. Jeremy Curley. Jenkins was always a potential great tight end coming out of Tampa. He got into drug issues. They helped him out. He's playing. Okay, we got Elijah McGuire, a rookie. He's balling. Wait, we could give Hunt, the Chiefs, rookie running back, what is it, a fifth-round pick, props? We can't give this guy props? I mean, my God, it's the defense. The defense, Darren Lee, DeMarvius Davis, Buster Scranton, Jamal Adams, the rookie out of LSU. Remember, the top 5 safety in the league. Top 5 safety probably come out all the time. I mean, listen, Fogman. They are a playoff team. They are. They are. And you know what? I know Thursday we gotta wait for the Simmons and Tim Pick'em. I'm telling you right now, the New York Jets will beat the New England Patriots Sunday. They will beat them.
So, Tim, they lost to the Raiders and the Bills. They beat the Dolphins, and we know what the Dolphins' problem is.
Say it again. What did they lose to?
They lost to the Raiders. They lost to the Bills. They beat the Dolphins, a team that is clearly on coke, and Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler.
They beat the Jaguars, who have been a complete anomaly. They've been a roller coaster this season. Some games they look like they're a team. Some games they look like they're a college football team. And they beat the Browns, the fucking doormat of the NFL. And we're going to say that this is a playoff team.
Didn't it beat Jacksonville Jaguars?
Josh McCown.
They didn't beat Jacksonville Jaguars?
The Jaguars also have the worst run defense in the league.
I mean,
Are the Jacksonville Jaguars? Tim.
Wait. I'm talking to the door. Ain't the Jacksonville Jaguars got the best defense or top 3 in the NFL right now? The most takeaways?
No, cornerbacks maybe.
No.
Oh, what?
No.
Are you kidding me?
Tim,
they beat. Oh my! Are we kidding ourselves?
How many rushing yards are they allowing a game? The Jaguars. It's like 160.
Oh my God!
You could say they might have a top cornerback tandem in Jacksonville.
I apologize. Go ahead.
Don't apologize, Tim. And your interruptions are fine. Just apologize for the fact that you're not as knowledgeable as you think you are.
I'm very knowledgeable. The thing is, you're very gullible. That's the thing.
The Jaguars suck. The Jaguars suck. Browns
the
suck.
Jaguars suck. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the Browns suck. And we're talking about the Jets, who beat 3 teams in the Dolphins, the Jaguars, and the Browns.
Fuck, man. All right. So I want to be. I don't want to retract it so much, but you said the Carolina Panthers were the best team in the NFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you got all right, good. Then we got that on tape, right? Okay. So we're talking about a team, the Panthers, right? That blew out the 49ers 23-3, right? They beat the Bills 9-3. 2-3. Saints 34-13. You beat the Patriots 33-30. Who's not beating the Patriots already?
No, 3 teams didn't beat them already.
All I'm saying right now, Fog, is that we're gonna question the opponents. Then we should also question the opponents of the team that you said who are the best in the NFL after 5 weeks.
I just gave you the Carolina Panthers have played one of the 5 toughest schedules based on records this season. So what are you saying? You're not really saying anything.
I am saying that if you're comparing the teams that each team face.
You're comparing the competition. So where the Dolphins and Browns ranked at? How many wins they got combined? And that's 2 to 3 Jets wins. I'm sorry. What?
Well, just to show you total net yards per defense.
What? Huh?
Jacksonville's
I'm
16.
listening, Tim.
If we're talking total yards. Yeah, if we're talking total yards, Jacksonville's 16 right now. You could say, yes, they have a very good pass defense. They're only letting up 889 yards. But overall, you have to look at the rushing defense too. 146, and before this week, it was in the 160s. So they actually did better defensively in the run, but they're still letting up 324 yards a game. So they're still kind of in the middle of the pack defensively.
But you know what, Shim? Those are the games where in the beginning where they lost to. The last few games, as they're getting better and better, they're shutting opponents down. Name me a defense ways this whole season in 2-3 games. Jaguars are taking away. They got the most takeaways. So they're getting hot at the moment. The Jets offense beat that defense. Are we going to say? I know we don't think the Jets offense is better than the Steelers potentially, right? They don't got a Le'Veon Bell. They don't have a Antonio Brown, Martavis Bryant, Juju Schuster. They got Larry, Curly, and Mo. They literally got a Curly. So all I'm trying to say is give them some props. Give the New York Jets some props. Stop it already.
Not giving them props. You're talking about a playoff team. No, they're not a playoff team.
The Colts have a better offense than the Jets.
They're not a playoff team. Okay, Tim, and at the end of the season, we'll revisit this. We'll play this video. I'll have Josh cut this 2-minute clip out
10-10.
I can remind you of how wrong you were.
I'm not. I'm telling you right now, they're gonna beat the Patriots. They're gonna be 6. They're gonna be 6. They're gonna be 4-2.
Okay.
4-2. You know what? I give it to you better. Schedule it right now. Not only are they, I'm gonna tell you why they're gonna beat the Patriots, because 2-minute warning is bringing the party to the Meadowlands, to the New York team with the winning record this Sunday. Now,
pay you to say this.
Hold on, Trisha, check me out. No, I'm keeping it real. They are a playoff team. Now, I'm gonna tell you this right now. You have a win. You got Miami Dolphins. That's gonna be a win. Falcons. We'll talk about that another time. You got the Bills. You got the Buccaneers. You got the Panthers. You got the Chiefs. You got winnable games.
Are you serious? Those 3 you just listed, those 3 are L's.
The Panthers, the Chiefs are winnable games.
Come on.
Listen, choo. I'm on the Jets train ride. Where is the Y'all want a token? Let's go on and hop on board. Choo choo.
4-12.
I'm telling you right now, they're gonna be a 10-6.
That subway train won't even get you to the Jackson Hole on 64th and 2nd. You're
Listen,
fucked.
Bogman. Do you believe in Cinderella
It's
team?
true.
Do you believe? I mean, we have teams that done it. Like, oh my god! Like, are you serious? Like, did you guys just make the playoff? It happened.
I see 2 more wins on the Jets roster or schedule. I'm sorry, right now.
Who wins? Let me see.
They already faced Cleveland, so I will apologize to Jets fans because I had you guys pegged at 2-14. So yes, you did exceed my expectations already, but I had you pegged for your only win was going to be Cleveland, and then let's look at the schedule. Possibly yes, Miami they can win at Miami. Looking down though, Atlanta, Buffalo, Tampa Bay, Carolina, Kansas City, Denver, New Orleans.
What's so hard?
Chargers. I'll give them the Chargers. So. Yeah, honestly, I see them still finishing 4-12, maybe even 5-11.
See, here's the thing. See, I'm not gonna say win or loss. I'm gonna say winnable. Patriots is a winnable game.
No. Don't give me winnable games. Winnable games. You're calling them a playoff team.
All right. So I'll be fair. I will be fair.
You could say any game is winnable because it's football. Any given Sunday. That's a terrible argument to go with.
Right. You're absolutely correct. So I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna say win or L, win or lose. They can beat the Patriots. They're gonna beat the Miami Dolphins. All right. The Atlanta Falcons. I'll give them that L. Mm-hmm. If Julio's not playing, they're gonna win that game. They're gonna beat Buffalo Bills. All right. They're gonna beat the Buccaneers. They all Buccaneers. Oh, I don't trust Jameis Winston. I really don't. Don't look at me like that, Fox. The Panthers, it's a winnable game.
It's a winnable game.
The Chiefs, oh my God. This guy Hunt's the best running back in the league. Oh my God, the Chiefs are on 5-0. Watch that game. Just at home, that game. Saints got no defense. Just got a defense. They can stop that offense. And Pittsburgh just again. England, hopefully the Jets will rest their players. There you go.
I strongly disagree, but I will respect your decision.
Listen, all I'm telling you is this. I don't want to see y'all be like, luck. I don't want to see that this is luck because of the injuries. None of that. It should be no excuse. Give the credit when credit is due. That is it. And see, I know Fogg, what he's going to do. He's going to say, well, if this didn't happen here.
I'm not saying anything. Listen, the Jets have exceeded expectations.
Yep.
Why are you surprised?
They've absolutely exceeded expectations.
Why, so say sorry. So say sorry.
They're not a playoff team. Sorry for what? They're not a playoff team.
You was wrong. I was wrong. What? Tim was wrong.
Because they won one more game than I said they would win.
Hey, one more game is more than what you said. One more.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Tim. I tell you what. When you apologize for predicting the Cowboys going 16-0, I'll apologize for the Jets.
Oh, I like that.
Hey, I apologize. I always do apologize. You know, speaking of apology, I still don't get mine from Yan Della. I apologize. No, I really.
I want to hear. I'm sorry. I said the Cowboys would finish.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That's all I can say. I was wrong.
That felt heartfelt.
I think you know what.
That did.
Right now, a 2-3. I think the Cowboys.
Well, here, and I hope Trish is watching.
Oh, she's watching.
I'm sorry, the Jets.
Wait.
Get it
I don't like how you said it. I would like for you to say it in a straight face. Go ahead.
That's gonna be tough. I'm sorry. I predicted the Jets to go 0-16. I apologize. They're still not making the playoffs.
No, see, it's not good enough.
It's not good enough.
Tim, I'm sorry Dallas might not make the playoffs this year.
Oh, no, we are making the playoffs.
I'm sorry. It's okay. You're delusional. Like Giants fans thought they were going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Eagles right now are keeping the seat warm.
It's okay.
Eagles keep the seat warm for us.
One more question for the night. Is Adrian Peterson saving the Cardinals?
What's it again?
Is Adrian Peterson saving the Arizona Cardinals?
Wow. I'll tell you this. I mean, the offensive line is trash. Really is. But they got a little bit better. I mean, AP is still better than what they had running the ball with Chris Johnson, in my opinion. I mean, I don't anything. See. Yeah, here's the thing. As long as you're not putting the full load on him and you utilizing like Ellington in the pass and stuff like that, I think they can. I really, if they stay healthy, I mean, it's an older team. It's a really older team, you know. But it's a veteran team, and you know, and I still think the Cardinals could still. I'm not as good as the Jets on defense right now, but.
No. He is not saving this. The O-line isn't that bad. The players that they have behind that line is garbage. Chris Johnson is junk. He's done. He's finished. It's over. Adrian Peterson is junk. He's done. He's finished. It's over. Career complete. Retire. And that's it. You can't beat Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara, you're fucking finished. It's just that simple. He is not saving Arizona. They are shit out of luck, and they're going to be in a rebuilding process. The NFC West is going back to what it was before Seattle and San Francisco snuck in and made shit happen. They're going back to being a shit division. The doormat of the NFC. Wipe your feet on them. Their logos. They're done.
I feel like AP has this feeling in the back of his head that he's potentially now going to Arizona. He's going to get those 15 to 20 touches he's been looking for. Honestly, I think he's going to be disappointed. I think maybe he might get the 10 to 15, but honestly, I think average he's probably going to have 8 to 10 carries a game. And it's probably going to be an overall disappointing season for him. Not going to be the way he wanted to retire, but I kind of agree with, Fogs. He'll have some runs, have some little breakouts here and there that'll remind us of the old AP. But ultimately, that Cardinals offense is on life support with a 39-year-old quarterback who's not as talented and I would say pristine as Tom Brady is, even being a year older. So, yeah, sorry, Cardinals. I still have you pegged at that 5-11-ish record that I did in the beginning of the year, even before these moves. All right, fellas, before we wrap up here, ran a little over, but I think overall a good show. You guys got anything last-minute concerns, comments, hot takes?
I want to say, Sam, I had the pleasure of playing you in the fantasy matchup last night. You was up, but McKinnon had that nice long run that just got me over the hump. So it was yeah. I know we didn't talk about that the whole day. You was winning, and McKinnon had that nice long run, got me over the point. So that great game last night, Shim. Great game.
That's it, folks. We're done for the night. I hope you can tune in next week. Fury, blah, 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 8 p.m. I'm done. This season is a wash. I hate this freaking show. Just kidding, folks. We'll be back Thursday night, 6 p.m. Tim and Shim coming at you live with the 100% can't. No doubt about them, guaranteed picks for NFL Week 6 coming up. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night, folks.